Your punishment is to be assessed at 80 years in the prison. The court will give you credit for any time served. There's a $0 fine. Mr. McIntyre, I want you to know that I listened to all of the evidence in punishment and thought about whether or not your sentence should be stacked. I don't know where your mom is, don't know where your father is. I know that you had a rough childhood. And I do know that these offenses occurred when you were very young. And I understand the state of the law, what people consider an adult. I listened to the testimony of the expert that was brought by defense counsel. You've already been sentenced to murder in the other county, and then you have a murder here. And the sentence for 55 years, that's a stiff sentence. This 80-year sentence is a stiff sentence. And these are cases where you have to serve half your time, and that's day for day time, and I recognize that. Hopefully you will grow, but based upon his age, based upon the number of years that he has received out of Tarrant County and the number of years that he's received here, based upon his history and the lack of any type of good parenting. From what I can tell, his mother wasn't a good parent to him. His father wasn't a good parent to him. Child Protective Services was not good. And if you believe the testimony, I don't know why Child Protective Services would place children back with a father who put the children's mother in the hospital. Is there something else that needs to be done with our society? Yes. Is more money need for Child Protective Services and their workers? Yes. And I do realize that while this is a lot of time, and I tell people all the time, any time that you do in custody is a lot of time. But by that same token, you're still alive. And what the state has said is true. You're still alive. You can still better yourself. If you end up in prison for the rest of your life, you're still alive. You still can improve yourself. Your family can still visit you. But the complainant in this case is deceased.
YouTube, man, we back. Yep, back with another video, y'all, and there we go. 80-year sentence for Tay-K. Now, the last video, what did I say, y'all? I said 25 years. I was at least giving him, you know what I'm saying, the benefit of the doubt. The judge is giving him 25 years. He already serving 55 years, but an 80-year sentence, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, that's what happened. Like I said, man, when you want to show out for a female, when you want to do the most to become a rapper, when you already had the fan base, you really didn't have to commit the crime. The reason why he did it, man, only he know. Why he set that robbery up, it was no reason to really ride for the camera. On top of that, you had already, you know what I'm saying, killed somebody before that anyway. So it was just his faith. That's just what it was. So, hey, he chose his own faith. 80-year sentence for him. Man, that man got a long time to think about, man. The split, you know what I'm saying? It was just a split. It only take a split second to make the wrong decision. So he got 80 years to sit back in that cell, man. Eat that nasty commissary. Man, that's crazy, boy. Be that young, man, to have to sit in that cell. Rest of your life. I'm just saying the youth, if the youth watching, I always say that, man, in my videos. If the youth watching, man, that's not what you want to be doing, bro. Trying to sit in no cell the rest of your life. You've been in there since you were 16 years old. The judge ain't gonna show no leniency, man. The jury ain't gonna show no leniency. DA, the prosecutor, they ain't gonna show no leniency on you, period. You did that crime, man, they gonna make sure that you do that time, especially when, like I said, you got somebody testifying against you that was in the car saying that you did this, you made these phone calls from their phone. Hey, he sealed his own faith, y'all. I ain't gonna go too long with this, because it ain't too much to really talk about, man. At this point, for Tay-K, after this, it'll be. I mean, if you even hear anything from him after this, y'all know how that go. He ain't really had no music out. Right now, he only being talked about because what? He in court. So, like I said, 10, 15 years later, will anybody even be talking about Tay-K? I don't think so, because he ain't had no music out like that. They gonna look at him as shit. He was a kid, a rising star, you know what I'm saying? And threw away all the talents that he had to sit back in the cell the rest of his life. So, like I said, for the youth out there, man, pay attention to what's going on out here in these streets. And we try to prove yourself to no female. And we try to prove yourself to no friends. Man, get into some sports, man. If you is a rapper, man, focus on rap. Get in the studio. That's what it's there for. It's gonna pay off. Y'all watching a lot of people come up off of nothing. One song can get you to the top. You ain't gotta live the life that you rapping about. When you get up out the streets and you make it to that, you know what I'm saying? When you make it to the superstardom and you get around in this industry, man, it's for you to switch it up a little bit. Do it, be in it 100% or don't be in it at all. Put it that way. You can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. That's the only thing I can say. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Man, sad story for Tay-K, y'all. I'm out.